What we got here today?
Shouts out my boy Zay France, Comfort Zone.
You giving me that vibe that you want me to take you home. Tryna calculate the time it takes to get you out them clothes. I see you tipsy off the Migos. I beat you across the room. It's too crowded in this party. Let's go somewhere comfortable. In your comfort zone. In your comfort zone.
I definitely just
You definitely did.
Yeah, fire.
Facts.
Come on now.
That's some heat right there.
That's
That
some
was
heat
some
rock.
fire.
That was some
that you
heat
just
rock.
played there, bud.
Sing it if you know it, yeah. Welcome to a humble abode,
White, don't say it.
nigga.
That's for the live show.
That's for the live show.
Whenever we do that.
And
yo.
just to let you guys know, it's your boy Johnny Kyng.
Aquil J.
Close Boogie, baby.
And this is
The
Woes.
Yeah, sorry, I just caught you guys off guard. There.
Yeah.
Oh, that was fire.
Just on there.
That was so
Trash,
trash, but it
bro.
was fire.
My biggity bad. Yeah, what's up, guys?
Shout out to the haircut.
Oh, yeah, you know
Shout
what
out
I'm
to the
saying?
freshies,
You know what I'm
man.
saying?
Yeah.
Gotta do it.
You know what I'm saying?
Gotta do it,
You
man.
gotta-
Shouts out to my boy Chunks the Barber.
Chunks the Barber, go get fly.
Yeah, man. Shouts out, man.
IG handle Chunksito. I don't really know how to spell it, but there's a Z in there somewhere.
We'll put it on the screen.
Yeah,
We'll put it on the screen.
It's like nothing.
Oh, and then the joint that we played too, we should start doing that too. Like
That's a
putting
fact.
Yeah, that's a
putting the
fact.
thing on the screen.
That's a
So
fact.
shouts out to Zay. That's just fire. Pretty Girls Never Listen. Available on all streaming platforms.
Fire project.
You know the vibe.
Yes, sir.
What we getting into?
So, I have a question for you guys.
I got a question.
Not really about the topic yet, but I just want to genuinely know.
Come on.
Yes. Yes.
Are you guys ready to?
Cock-a-doodle do it! Yo, where are you going?
Let it be known that the description in the last video that's coming up in a few hours was drafted by me, but approved and officially posted by this man here.
No, he's
So
on
whenever
board.
you see him act like that, it's all cap.
Yeah, he's on board. He's team cock-a-doodle.
It's a lot.
He's team cock-a-doodle. Yeah.
You know, bro, like
That's your man.
I was
That's
gonna
your man.
Boogie. I was
Are
gonna
you
let it
not?
slide. I was gonna let it slide, bro.
But are
That's
you
your
not?
man.
Are you not?
That's your man. No.
That's crazy.
That's a
your
lie.
man.
That's crazy.
That's your man.
That's a lie.
Remember, that's your man.
I've
That's
watched
crazy.
you cock-a-doodle do it.
You've known him longer.
That's also not true.
Yeah, you've
Oh,
known
really?
him
It's not?
longer. Yeah, bro. You've known
What
him
is it?
longer.
Like-
We met in 6th grade.
Yeah, sixth
Yeah.
grade.
Oh, when did you guys meet?
I met him in like
A couple weeks ago. He said 8th. I met him this morning on the way here. Yeah, no, we met like 8th.
yeah, man. You know.
Oh, well, you was in 8th. I was in 7th, I guess. All right, so
Okay, yeah.
like
so,
a year.
like a year. Okay. Well, you guys live closer anyway. So.
Shut up. Can we start, please?
No, we can't start. Not until you concede.
Okay. So
He said, okay.
I'll take that as a conceded. Conceded it in. So look, today we are talking about something that all three of us pretty much know pretty well. But I feel like this is gonna be a very Aquil J and Johnny Kyng-esque focused episode. And that is about the music creation process, right?
Ooh.
How many times have I heard, or you two heard, regarding music, songs, the creation of a song? How do you do that?
Oh, my goodness.
How do you just like make that?
what are you thinking about
What are
when
you
you
thinking?
do that?
So do you just like make it?
Wait, do you write? Like, where do you write?
Yeah.
Like, do you actually write it down?
So we're gonna
You write it
pretty
down.
much give you guys a look into the
fire.
creative process of a songwriter, how how he would look at it as a songwriter, how I would look at it as a songwriter / artist, how he would look at it as a rapper / I guess I don't
Artist.
know, maybe
Artist.
if you're with your visuals and your videography experience, would that also kind of influence how you make your music as well, or is that just like separate?
That is
That's a
very
great
good
question.
That's off the top of the motherfucking dome.
You feel me? There we go. Nah, here we. Man,
Yeah, that was fire.
It's not even here. It's not even on the draft. But
You know, that's off the
fire.
dome
Yeah,
piece.
that
Oh
was
yeah,
fire.
I guess it does factor into that now. Now that you, yeah.
so now you'll write music like, all right, I will
Visually, how I
make
want
it
this.
like this because the video I kind of want it to be like that.
Somewhat. It's in the back of my mind now.
Yeah.
Where I think of it, or like now when I am writing or when I'm thinking of bars, like I automatically think, all right, how can I portray this bar in a visual?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I guess slightly.
Okay,
That's fire.
I got you.
Fire.
So, question for y'all. I can start it off.
Yeah, you should start.
It is, what is your creative process with songs? Right. So, since you want to be a bitch about it, I'll start it off.
You never go, bro. We want to hear
You know
Johnny
what's crazy?
King.
The last 2 episodes, I've started it off.
Good.
100.
Let's keep it going.
Because the last 7 before that, I started it off. So like, or he started it. Like,
Okay, man. I don't care, man. I don't give
I
a
don't care.
I don't give a damn.
give a
give
damn.
a
Pas content. We gonna get it. All right. So look, creative process as to how I make songs.
Why are niggas in such a silly mood today?
That is, yeah.
Shouts
niggas-
out to silliness.
Shouts
Shouts out to silliness.
yo.
Shouts out to silliness.
Shouts out to the shenanigans. We're here for it. I usually start off by obviously either hearing a beat or being in the studio with a producer who's making the beat. More recently, I had the experience of doing that with that man Golden, because Golden on the beat make the
Beat go crazy. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Shouts out to you, bro. And then, but most of the time, it's getting a beat from somebody that's already been made and just writing to that. I like to listen to the music as much as I can before I start writing. I'm very, very analytical when it comes to the beat, to the instrumental, to just like the music behind or the music around the lyrics. I like to see and kind of calibrate where I can fit into that. You know what I'm saying? So like if there's like a space, I'll know that I can go in there. If there's like a breakdown, I like to know just like everything there is to know about a beat before I actually start writing, so that I can fit in with it. You know, it's kind of like I like to fuse the lyrics and the music together, you know, so that it can sound like as seamless as possible. I do take a while. Like I'm a very, very I don't even know if this is a word, but I'm a revisionist. I don't know. I hope that's a word.
If it ain't, it need
We
to
just
be.
said shouts out to
This nigga-
making words. out
Making
here,
shit up
boy.
if it ain't real.
This nigga Johnny.
Yeah.
Yo, the song you hear by the time John is the 80th version of
It
the
is
song.
the 80th.
Nigga.
It is the 80th.
I still don't know
version.
how he do that.
I don't know how he does it.
Will revive. I will, and this was actually a question that I was gonna ask, but
How many do you
I
do?
will. I can literally write an entire song, scrap it, write another song, scrap it, and then do it one more time. Like, it's just like if it's crazy. It's honestly unfortunate sometimes, because sometimes there's an executive decision by my niggas that has to be made. Like, yo, bro, this is good. You gotta chill. Like this is it. Like this is gonna work. This is gonna slap.
Definitely
You know
need
what
that
I'm
on your
saying?
squad, though.
But you gotta have that, because if it was up to me, bro, I'd still probably be working on while I'm away.
streaming on all
Streaming on all
platforms. Go on.
Available everywhere.
Available everywhere while I'm away. Johnny King.
Apple Music, Spotify, Pandora, Tidal, Amazon Music, and everything in between.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, I like to take my time when it comes to my music, the music that I'm making or writing for myself. My experience is very, very different when it comes to writing for other people. But I'll kind of pass that over to you, since you do that primarily more than I do. So
My process.
Shouts out to my segue. I'm sorry. That was a segue.
And it
if I've
was so
seen
good,
one.
so he hit you with the finger guns. Like, what was that? Nigga said.
Yeah. My process. My process is an interesting one. Yeah, I think it's just stupid.
Yo, cause
By the way, I need to borrow your charger right quick.
What's happening, man?
Yeah.
Oh, what's happening?
Eventually, not right now. But
Okay, boy.
my process is an interesting one. Like when I get in, I want to just be like surrounded. I don't know if this is gonna sound weird or not. I really want to be like engulfed in the music.
Engulfed in the music. That was
You know
the
what I'm
phrase
saying?
I was thinking.
I want to be engulfed in the music. So if that vibe just needs to be right. You know what I'm saying? Like if it's you know, y'all see me on my IG with my lights and everything like that, or if I'm in the studio, that vibe is nice. The vibe, the ambiance kind of helps me get in a zone.
It's the LEDs for me.
Yeah. But that's just the start. Going through beats and just feeling something that moves me. You know what I'm saying? That's another thing. Once I stop on something and I load it up, all right, cool. I'm gonna start picking out some shit. And with my process, I think it starts with lyrics for me. It starts with lyrics more so than a melody. Like I just started adding like melody, like where I get in and I start doing a melody. But even when I do a melody, I have a word or a phrase to go off of. You know what I'm saying? Like right off the bat, like I'll have an idea. Like, all right, I want this to go that way. Sometimes the words will dictate where the song goes. That one phrase, one phrase, two phrases, 3 sentences, and then I could change and think of another idea midway and either try to tie it all together or double back. Like it all starts with the words for me, and then the melodies kind of come. And if I'm not moved by what I'm doing, I'll scrap it and go to somewhere else. I'm more on the side of like your first thought is the hit. Your first thought is the hit.
Yeah, Ricky says that too.
Yeah, your first thought is the hit. Like you can tweak a hit.
Mm-hmm.
You can tweak a hit. Like, I'm not really feeling that. Or you
What
can
do you
change
mean
the
by
idea.
that?
What I mean is where he will create a whole song, listen back to it, and be like, yeah, no, I'm not with that. Mm-hmm. I know right off the bat what I'm dealing with. If this is gonna be a hit or if it's gonna be something that I scrap or whatever. But like the first idea, the first word, the first thing that I think about when I'm like thinking about that record, that's what I go with.
Yeah.
It's very hard for me to
deviate from
you know what I'm saying? But like I've also trained myself to create an idea, maybe send it out. Like that's when the songwriter in me comes out. Because like you also have to understand who it sounds like. You know what I'm saying? Like when I write for myself, that's myself. You know what I mean? When I create for other people, I automatically know what their style is. I know what they want as far as like what their words are. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to infuse my words with how they speak on record.
Let me ask you a question on that. Do you feel
And
like
melody as well.
Do you feel like having to think for other writers so much kind of bleeds into your own when you're writing your own music?
No.
Or you keep them completely separate?
I can keep it separately, but at the same time, it doesn't bleed in. It influences me. Like it helps me. It helps me think of different things. You know what I'm saying? Like it makes me more versatile. Makes me more versatile. So the more people that I work with, the more people that I am in the studio with, and they're like, yeah, I just want to catch a vibe, or like, yeah, I'm thinking this way. You know, like that stuff is very intricate to me. Mm-hmm. How you describe the mood that you're in says a lot. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Yo, I'm trying to catch this vibe, my nigga. Like, I'm like, for real. Or it's like, here's what I'm thinking. Here's the idea that I have. Like, all right, your thought processes are all different. Mm-hmm. Everybody's thought process is different. And I like that. You know what I'm saying? Because when I get in my pocket and I start writing for all these different art, why are you guys laughing?
No, this is what I'm waiting to ask him. Like, why are you laughing? And then like the more I try to stop, the more I'm like, oh, kill.
Chris is off camera. But this is sitting here like.
That's why I keep looking at him.
And I'm in a zone too. I'm like literally talking. I don't understand. What's the problem?
Because I'm trying to catch a vibe. He started dying. I don't know
True.
why.
Nah.
I don't know why he started dying.
But I'm not talking about anybody in specifics. You know what I'm saying? I'm literally just saying
I know.
just how people articulate themselves.
Mm-hmm.
It says it helps me as a writer because I know where I'm going. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? If I'm writing a song for, with Johnny Kyng in mind, I'll know how to start it. Like, I know his melody choices because I've been in with him. If I'm writing a song or a song idea for Ron E or something, like, I know what pocket he likes to be in. But he's versatile as hell, so it's like I know I can challenge myself. Same with everybody else that I'm writing with. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of, it just depends on, I don't know, the mood, I guess.
Okay.
My process is just weird though.
Yeah.
Like my process is very weird. If you watch me on live and shit, like you'll see it. Because some days it'll start with words, other days it really does start with melody. But the one constant is I will always have a word to go off of with that melody. That's the weird part. You know what I'm saying?
I'm the exact opposite.
Yeah.
Like my melodies come like this. Like I will literally have an entire song with just the melody in like 5-10 minutes. It's the lyrics that'll have me like, okay, I gotta like fit this here, fit this there, da 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 da. That's something that I've been trying to get better at, where it's like, as opposed to making the melody first and then coming up with the lyrics, try to do it at the same time. You know, everybody creates a little differently, but I would like to personally be good at that also. Oh,
and you know what I do too? Motion creates emotion for me. So like, if you're ever in the studio with me, I move around.
Yeah,
I move around. It's very difficult for me
still.
to. So it's hard for me to do. So, but I do it though. Like where the microphone is like right here.
Don't get it fucked up. I do.
Yeah. Microphone is here, and I'm like, all right, cool. I got this idea from a word or something like that, and I'll just do it. But I need the melody to be right. So I'll go off of that and then continue the melody because I have a word in mind. I have an idea in mind that I'm gonna go for. But if I gotta get up and get the rest of those lyrics out, I'm going. But then the lyrics are gonna dictate where I go melody wise. So like everything that I just did, I might scrap it because it's like, no, that shit that doesn't fit with the idea that I have. Like, it's just,
if you ever see this nigga trying to like sit down, it is the funniest thing. Funniest shit because he can't sit down. Yeah. Even if he's sitting down, he ain't really sitting down. He is sitting down.
You'll see that. Yeah, I do that. Like,
this nigga be on the move.
You got to, bro.
This nigga be on the move.
But yeah, no. I feel you on that. That's definitely, that's something that I've seen only really with you. I don't think I've ever seen or experienced
the moving thing.
Like, just how much.
No, yeah, that's specific to you.
You know what I'm saying? But like, nah, that's dope.
That's what makes me.
You know,
I don't know. I just get real. People laugh at me. Like, it's mad funny. You're the only you're the person that says like, yeah, you know, you're the only person that I've seen. Other people would kind of like watch me in the studio and just be like, if they're not doing their own thing, you know, let's just say like a random spectator, like, you know what I mean? Shouts out CJ the Great. CJ the Great has a video of me just standing, kind of like moving and like just doing some shit. And this nigga's like, he sends me a text like, what the fuck are you doing?
What is this about right now?
Yeah.
No, yeah, I'll be hyped when I see you moving in the studio like, oh yeah, he in the back.
He's doing some shit. Yeah, bro.
Favorite part of a song to make?
For me, I think it's when I think of that one, like every song that I've ever done, there's always been that one bar that I'm like, oh, I can't wait till this bar come out. I can't wait till this shit get out loud, you feel me? So I really think it's like the hooks are fun, the bridges are fun. But I think for me, like, because especially with rapping, it's so easy just keep going and going and going and going. And it's also so easy to like, all right, I got 4 bars, now what? You know what I mean? So it's like just finishing a full verse for me and having it like, all right, in the allotted time, I got my point across in the way I wanted to get it across. That for me is my favorite part. Personally.
Got you. It's the second verse for me, bro.
Second verse.
Yo.
Second verse is the
Second verses, bro. Fucking love writing them shits because
second
like
verse is the one.
the first verse is always like the setup, right?
The build up, yeah, exactly.
But the chorus is the main attraction of the song and stuff like that. But the second verse, bro, is when it's time to lay the fucking pipe down, bro. Like it's
like, time to cockle-doodle
it's
do
time to cockle-doodle fucking do it.
I told you.
That makes sense.
I told you.
That made sense. It was appropriate.
Team cock.
Shut up, bro. This nigga is crazy.
He's on one.
All right, second verse.
But nah, yeah, the second verse. Like I used to like doing.
Yo, Nick said, "All right, let's get back." Come on.
Nah, continue.
He said, "Yeah,
This nigga's wild.
Fufu Gang. You just got your mic. Relax."
Wow.
Yo, there's a lot going on behind the scenes in here today. The anti-wolves is
It
coming
used
soon.
to be pre-hooks. Pre-hooks used to get my blood pumping, but it's the second verse now.
Yeah.
Me is the arrangement of everything. So like the backgrounds, the little ad libs or whatever to complete the creation. Why
It's
do
a
you want to
silly
start
day.
fucking around with
It's a silly day, yo. I don't know why niggas are so silly today. It's no way we keeping this under.
I kept a straight face when you're second verse, bro. Like,
Yeah.
arrangement. About to start being like, nigga, are we safe to go? Like, you sure you want me to hit?
Is it off your system? Can I go?
Like, you
I'm
done?
sorry.
You finished or you done? Like, I'm just,
I just started thinking about Orlando Brown. Dude.
What's wrong with this nigga? Yo, my boy Johnny is on one today, and he is completely sober, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't know if he's sober, matter of fact.
Oh, maybe he's not.
What?
My bro, he's about to literally cry.
I think he off one, bro.
Oh.
You took it anytime.
Nah.
Do you want to take a minute?
Yeah, bro. You want a break, bro?
No. Continue. My bad.
So you said, huh? Eyes wide open.
You are it, man. You are it.
Okay.
Yo.
I'm sorry.
You are it.
Okay.
Cool. Arrangement for me. The overall creation or the completion of the creation. I like that because it's like everything that I've
layers.
done. Yeah, like everything that I've done. And it's like, all right, that's what's going to complete the song. The little things in the background that I do, I know that it's specific to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I know that my cadences is going to, all right, cool. I could put something right there that's going to have somebody like, ooh.
Yo.
You know what I'm saying?
To the point where, like, when I listen to music now, if it doesn't sound stacked enough, then it's like,
You know what I mean?
You know what I mean? Like, I want
It's
to
stuff-
hear those
You want a
ad-libs or the
complete record.
extra
So it's like,
melodies.
I love to complete a record.
The stacked life is definitely coming back. Like,
Yeah.
you know how I
Yeah.
feel like songs within like the last like 10 years have been very, very like just dry. Not dry, but
like
empty.
no ad-libs, no
Yeah,
backgrounds,
no
just
harmonies.
no
especially.
harmonies. Yo,
Especially
but
harmonies,
even for
like,
rappers, like, I remember there's a time when you get in.
Shit.
Yo, bro,
Niggas be wild. Niggas be wild. Niggas be wild. Niggas be wild.
yo, son.
Y'all niggas
But
need to
even-
give it up, bro.
Yo, even something like doing doubles. Like, I don't
my
even think
God.
rappers do doubles anymore. You know what I'm saying?
They've replaced the double with the "It's your time," like all of the yelling. I just bought a stack. That's mad bread.
That's mad dollars.
Yo, bro, why you coming for Uncle Murder like that, bro? Why you doing that, bro?
Yo, he's the GOAT when it comes
Yo,
to that.
facts. Yo.
Yo, that's facts.
Who
Uncle
that
Murder
nigga
being
was
that
that? Is that
bag.
Favi who was like, listen, I'm in love with a living. I did.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's
Oh
fun.
man. So, difference between making a song with somebody sending you like a pack or something like that versus you being in the studio with said producer, like building it together.
Like, what's better?
Like
Or
biggest
pros and cons?
biggest difference, I guess.
The biggest difference is you're combining your creativeness at the same time. You know what I'm saying? You guys are feeding off of each other. You know, there's mad times where I've like gone into a place with a producer with my niggas and there's be like, yo, so what you feeling today? Like, what's the vibe you on? And I'll ask the same thing. What kind of vibe you on? Or there's nothing that's said and it's just like, you know what I'm
Let's see
saying?
what we got.
You know, but the one thing is, for me, it's hard for me to pull a melody. It's not hard for me to pull a melody out of thin air. Like, I don't mean it like that. But it's hard for me to say, like, oh, I think you should start, like, boom, boom, boom. Like, it's hard for me to do that. And then the nigga be like, oh, you mean like this? Boom, boom. I don't really work like that. You know what I'm saying? Unless they start... you know,
start with like some keys or something. That,
every producer is different too. Well, some will start with keys, some will start with a drum pattern or whatever the case is, and then that'll start. If you start seeing me go like this, I'm activated.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I'm active now.
Yeah.
So would you say there has to be like a certain level of foundation laid before you could get involved, or
Me, no. Just some type of bop. Some type of bop. If it's keys, that's the bop, I'm going. You know what I'm saying? But as you go along, I'll probably change what I'm doing or add to what I have because it's more, you're really, like I said, the creative juices are flowing between two or between three or whatever, however many people are in there. So it's a different feeling as opposed to like you sitting down and coming up with the producer makes their creation and then they send it out to a lit artist or a lit songwriter so they can complete the story. They can complete their baby. There's mad time. How many times have you heard from a producer where it's like, and you too, like, yo, I wasn't even thinking of that.
of course,
When I made this. You know what I'm saying? You need that. But instead, when you're in there, you're bridging that gap together. Like, you are doing that together. So it's dope. Like, it's dope to be in that type of thing, too. But that's the main difference. Like, one is half complete. It's half completed. But when you're together, artist, producer, songwriter, producer, you guys are bridging that gap.
Yeah.
That's the main difference.
I got you.
what about you? What do you think?
I wouldn't even say that, like, if a producer sends you, like, a beat or a pack, that is necessarily completed, like, on their side. Because I know that there's been some times where, like, I've written something to something that a producer sent me, and based off of what I wrote, the beat changes. You know what I'm saying? Like, it actually becomes something, sometimes even, like, completely different. You know what I'm saying? And it's, like, my influence on there dictated it. You know what I'm saying? And I like that level of control when it comes to like creativity. Not to say anything about like, oh, like if a producer sends me some shit and they give me an idea, like fuck that. Nah, not at all. If anything, most of the time I'm like, yo, so if a producer sends me something, I'm like, yo, so like what's the vibe that you was thinking about when you made this?
Right.
You know what I mean? It helps. But I will say though, nothing beats being in that studio with that producer,
For sure.
making it at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Where he might not need so much of a foundation, I need at least like something. You know what I'm saying? Like before like my melodies start like coming into my head and whatnot, I need like something, not even substantial, but like I need like some chords and a little bit of like a drum pattern and maybe like one more thing, and then I can get going.
I guess
I mean, that's technically a foundation.
that's a foundation, but for me, I also I like to think of myself when I get in there with a producer, I like to think of myself as like some form of a catalyst as well.
Shout out.
Like, shout out to the
I'm
Catalyst,
sorry.
my boy.
Hold on.
Just gonna
Nah,
snap
like,
it up for my
because
boy.
I know for me, if I'm in there creating and like, let's say you start playing something and I like it, I also have the, I have the ability to be like, yo, you know what? Maybe like change that a little bit, and then I could really start to try this, and I'm like, oh, da da da. But then you'll hear what I'm doing, and they're like, okay, I'm with you.
Right.
All right, cool. You know what I'm saying? I like to do that. That's why I say it's a little different for me, because I can really be hands-on with the producer. And that's why I think you like it. But at the same time, you kind of wait for you wait more for the foundation, and I want to create it with you.
I gotta have something.
You want to have the idea down pat that they're doing. Like, I mean, not down pat, but like you want to have some form of a thing
where
to go
they're
off
going.
of.
Yeah.
Something to go off of.
Yeah.
With me, it's like, all right, cool. I hear where you're going. Let's get there together. Like, all right, cool. Change this. Put that. Oh, yeah. Add this in there.
Building from scratch is definitely more fun for me sometimes, but it's also like, you ever been in a situation where like you're building from scratch and then you take your space separately, like, so you keep writing, he can keep building, and then they ask some bullshit to you, like, oh, wait,
He's like, wait, nah, yeah, you lost me.
yeah, like, hold on.
You have the ability to bring the reins in.
You know what I'm saying?
Reins in. Oh, is it time?
Oh, we can.
Okay. We can do a break.
And
Break. This is still going.
This right here?
Hey, yo, this is brought to you in part by the good folks over at S&B Productions.
S&B Productions.
Yeah,
And we're back.
Backsies. Yeah, that was a good liquor break, you know.
All right. Yep.
Yeah.
We're back at it. So where we at now?
Timing. You know, I'm coming for your dome piece. Your head top with this one.
Head top.
There has never been somebody who I've written with that writes as fast as this motherfucker. This nigga will pen something up in like 2 seconds. Do you feel like, let's see, do you feel that your timing is a reason why your music comes out the way that it does? Or if you were to take your time a little bit more and like slow down a little bit, it would still come out as it does?
He said your shit is ass because you rushing, nigga.
Literally not what my fucking question is. Like,
Just broke my concentration, bro. Like,
what the fuck?
Fuck, bro. What was the question?
All right.
Nigga? Like,
So you can fucking listen because you just want to be
to
sitting over there off camera talking hella shit. All right.
this could definitely be
With my soda.
a trailer.
Oh yeah, for a fact.
Yeah. Good
Do your
thing-
fucking job, right?
Good, yeah.
Yeah, my bad.
Drinking cream soda, you fucking mook, bro. So,
Niggas can't even drink cream soda in this world no more.
so my question
Damn,
was,
bitch.
do you feel like the speed at which you write has an effect on the quality of your music? So, meaning, if you were to slow down and take your time a little bit more, would your music still come out the same way? Like, would it still come out the way that it is? Or would your music come out a little different?
Like if I have time to like pause, sit on it.
Yeah, either sit on it or as you're writing, like slow
Oh, just take my
down.
time, slow my
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? Like, would it still, like, your end product would still be the same?
Yes, which
Okay.
is fire.
You,
Oh, you just want to
Continue?
Nah, yeah, bro. I think it would still be the same because it's still me. Like I can do it that way. I can slow it. I can slow down.
Hey.
Whatever the case is, I could take my time and really like analyze it. But you know what's weird that you say that. Even with me, I do that now.
Uh-huh.
I do that. I do slow down and kind of like if I hit some form of a wall, like I will slow down.
Yeah.
Right? I will slow down. But with the speed in which I'm going at, it still feels like I'm being very efficient with my timing. You know what I'm saying? So I could be like, all right, hold on, let me just relax. and kind of like come to it. But then at the same time, I don't dwell on it. So let's say I do hit a wall. I'll take a break from that one.
Yeah.
Go to another one if anything.
Okay.
Or just complete. I'll also be in a mood where if I hit a wall, that means I'm not feeling it enough. As weird as that
Got
sounds.
you. Okay.
I'm also not feeling it enough because if I hit a wall and like I can't move from the wall, that means that it's a dub of an idea and I need to scrap it.
Yeah, 100%.
That is when I'll go back to a beat and change it.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying? Because if I still love the beat or something like that, then what it is. But at the same time, it's weird. I really am weird because a lot of the times I'll do that, and other times I'll save it, leave it alone, come back to it another day because I just want to work on something else. Because I gotta get the creative flow out. You know what I'm saying? I gotta do it. But more times than not, if I hit a wall and it's like for an extended period of time, I will feel like it's a dub of a song. And
Gotcha.
I shouldn't waste my time on it.
Okay. Nice. I always wanted to ask you that because I always wondered like if you genuinely feel like however you do it, it's gonna come out the same.
Yeah, like however I do it, I feel like it's gonna come out the same. Like I do feel like it's gonna come out the same. But to your point, like you said, like if I'm working at a specific speed and then I slow it down just to like catch myself, as long as I still know where I'm going, I still feel like I'm really being efficient with the time, and it'll still feels fast. You know?
Okay. How do you create your music? Like, do you feel like you do it in like a pretty fast way, or like I guess kind of like average speed or whatever that is, or do you feel like you just really take your time and you just like kind of just let it simmer and you come back to it a day or two after? Because there's like a spectrum kind of at this point,
I think I think it's the same. I think when you were asking before about just the writing process and shit, it was kind of like it's just a silly day. It's just a silly day in the Woes.
because I'm gonna be honest, your music is ass.
oh shit! I don't want this mic. I don't want this mic anymore. I don't want this microphone. I'm going back.
Yo, I couldn't hold it in, bro. I couldn't hold it in.
Wow.
No, nigga, because you tried to make it seem like I was talking mad shit. Alright?
And then you doubled down on it. And you doubled down on it and said the same thing I just said. Yo, you think if you slow down, you could be better? That's what he asked you. Yeah. That's the question he asked you.
That is not what
you think
my
if you took
question
your
was.
time.
Not if it would be better, if it would still come out the same.
Okay.
I love your music.
Fair
Boogie.
enough. Thank you.
Your music's actually really, really entertaining.
Thank you. Wow,
You know what I'm saying?
that's a different way of saying not
Wait,
good.
what?
That's not a way of saying good.
Nigga, what is music? Entertainment.
Fair
I'm
enough.
entertained listening to your music.
It feels weird. It doesn't
What?
feel good. That doesn't feel good. I don't know why. No, I'm tripping.
Can you answer the question?
I don't even remember the question at this point.
How quickly do you write?
Yeah, like I was saying, with the whole writing process, when we were saying it earlier, 9 times out of 10, if it doesn't just flow out of me, then I gotta take a step back and either work on a different song or just figure out what. Like, I'm not really a person that gets writer's block, so when I do get it, it's like, all right,
You know something.
it's something going on here. Like, all right, we got to step back and move on. I'm not I've learned from my own music when I try to create through writer's block, it's always shitty. But even if I got to sacrifice that song to get through writer's block, all right, once I get through it, then we good again. You know what I'm saying? So
Gotcha.
I think, the timing of it depends on if I can be fully engulfed in it or not. You know what I'm saying? And it depends on where we are and what's going on. Like, if I'm in the studio and I paid my last something to get the session and we in here, then every second count, you feel me? But if I'm in the crib and I'm just writing and I'm drinking and I'm chilling, my mind will wander sometimes, so it doesn't really... It depends on the environment. But 9 times out of 10, when I'm really in the zone, it just flows out in a certain way.
Got you. Okay. I feel like I was saying before, like my melodies, they come very fucking quickly, like almost instantaneously when I hear a beat. It's the lyrics that like will make me like kind of stumble or like kind of like have to take my time. So I definitely feel that I'm like a medium to like slow writer, but slow because I will literally make a song and not listen to it for like 3 or 4 days, and then listen to it after the 3 or 4 days and see if I still like it. Yeah. And if I don't like it, then I'll redo it. Yeah. I have to do that too. And that's slow as shit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like that's very slow.
You think that fucks up your like, do you find that to be efficient or no? Like, do you find that to be efficient and like you're okay with it, or do you feel like it kind of like hinders your the amount of work that you do or put out?
If I'm in a stage of making like a project, that's something that I can't do. You can't do that. If I'm in a stage of like just putting out like singles and stuff like that, I feel like it's okay for me to do that, just because it's not like, because it's not just me, it's everybody else involved also. So if it's a song that I'm just entirely creating myself, I don't really have to worry about anybody else's time. I just do when I want to do it. Whether if it's efficient or not, I feel like the result of the song, as long as it comes out good,
who cares how we got there?
Who cares how we got there? As long as the song is a banger, we're good. When it's other people involved, then that's when the efficiency comes into question, because scheduling, planning, studio time, things of that nature, like you have to work with other people's schedules. So I know for a fact that when I get into like my album mode, Johnny Kyng re-up 2021.
Yes, sir.
I can't.
Johnny Kyng re-up.
That shit gonna be so ass. No, I'm just playing.
Yo.
It's gonna be fire. I've heard some of it. It's so great. I'm lying. I haven't heard any of it, but I just felt like lying.
This episode has been one.
Yo,
this episode has been one.
This is such a silly day at the Woes.
Yeah. Once that happens, like I can't do that, you know, because I'm working on and with other people's time as well, and that is not efficient at that point. You know what I'm saying? Regardless if it comes out fucking fire or not, you just can't move like that. You know?
No, yeah, I get that. That's definitely one of the things I want to work on in myself, though. Is like when I step away from songs and I hear them later and I think of something else, I'm trying to get quicker in hearing that in the moment instead of having to step away from it. Because a lot of times it's like you do a song and you listen to it, you memorize it, you got it good, and then 4 days later you listening to the song and you randomly sing some other melody with it. You're like, oh shit, I should add that melody with it right here. You know what I mean? It's like it. But then on the other hand, I'm one of them people that like, I like to stack my songs so much that you really can never add enough for me. So I'll be having to have people in my corner like, nigga, you do not need a harmony over your ad lib of you saying, hey, that's not what we're not doing that today. We don't need that here. Yeah, hey. Like, oh, okay, all right.
Now this is actually my last question. Do you generally, feel like you need that cosign from others once it's done, or are you okay with your own like satisfaction?
I fucking hate this question so much.
Like, do you genuinely like listen to it and you're like, you know what, as long as I think it's good, I'm good, and this shit is fire, so fuck it? Or is it when you let the other people who you trust musically listen to it when you're like, ah, yeah, this is fire?
I've learned to accept this question because of my job, right? Yeah. I have to get the cosign as a writer, like I have to. Yeah. So I have to be okay with them being like, yeah, nah, this ain't it, or like, yo, I'm gonna challenge this one line, like, you know what I'm saying, or like, oh yeah. It's I have to be okay with that, whether I think it's fire or not. At the end, you know, if it's not for me, if it's like for someone else, like that's why I spend a lot of time like understanding the artists that I'm working with, because like 9 times out of 10, if I send you something, it's catered to you and it's like, yo, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. You know what I'm saying? Or if I'm in the studio with you and I'm creating, I know what I'm creating for you or what I'm creating with you. So like I know it's gonna be fire. And then I add my swagger on it, whether it be my backgrounds or, you know, my cadence or whatever the case is. Like you fuck with it. There's a reason. You know what I'm saying? So I also remember that. There's also a reason why I'm employed. There's also a reason why I'm here. Yeah. So I do trust myself. I do. It's a happy median that I've learned to appreciate. You know what I'm saying? Like half of it is like, yeah, I know this shit is fire because, you know, it's me.
And that's why you're comfortable to send it out.
And that's why I'm comfortable to send it out. And I'm also confident that they're going to fuck with it because it's like they know that it's not Aquil just singing an Aquil joint with wanting me to be the vocalist.
Yeah.
It's like, no, this is my record that he did for me with me in mind. And I know it's going to be fire. Gotcha. You know what I'm saying? Otherwise I wouldn't be employed.
True.
That's a fact.
Okay. I would say
you don't give a fuck.
No.
He does.
Yo, I used to think that I was like
fine enough
weird because like that cosign. This nigga just said.
And I used to think that I was.
Oh, okay. That was at 4 now. I was like, that bro, there ain't nothing better than getting that cosign, man. You know, and
it's a
the thing that made me kind of like feel like it was okay to be like that was that Drake interview when he mentioned like, yo, there are certain people that like have to listen to my shit.
Yeah, like
I have to get the cosign from these people. Like, yes,
otherwise I don't put it out.
Otherwise I don't put it out. When he said that, I was like, facts, bro.
Yeah,
facts, because like I can literally think that this is the greatest song of all time. But music is subjective, and opinions of your listeners, casual listeners, or people who are even in the process of making the music with you, matter more, in my mind, than yours. Because at the end of the day, you'll probably listen to your music a couple times after it's streamed. I mean, after it's available to be streamed, but who's going to listen to it way more time, or way many more times than that?
That's
the masses, your listeners, even your peers. Like, I guarantee you, this nigga has listened to While I'm Away probably 10 times more than I've listened to it.
Yeah. 20 times
more than I've listened to it.
While I'm Away gets spins over here. Now streaming on all.
Absolutely. And I guarantee you,
While I'm Away, now streaming on
Wait, hold on, because I got another one for you. I guarantee you that I have listened to Low Key 1,000,000 times more than you.
Low Key now streaming on all platforms. Low Key album.
Low Key Volume 1.
Volume 1. Why do I always say album 1? Low Key Volume 1.
Yo, bro, if
and
you're
While
gonna be doing
I'm
that,
Away.
you gotta get it right.
I know. I'm sorry. Hold on. Let's,
all right.
Let's,
Before we get out of hand, hold on.
Hold on. No, I'm gonna take it for the top. Hold on. Low Key Volume 1 and While I'm Away, both streaming on platforms now. And what do we have coming this year, Johnny?
2021 sabbatical.
It's not what I meant, but that works.
Yeah,
No, that sucks.
That's how I feel. Like, that cosign, bro, is the thing that is the stamp.
Yo, I feel like we said it on one episode a while ago too, where it's like, what's the point in being great if you're the only one that knows, or something like that? Some conversation we had here, like, is it really still that if you the only person that thinks it, or if nobody agrees? Like, don't you have to have the cosign for it to be solidified?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I think as a rapper especially, that's one of the hardest things to grasp, because it's like, oh, I make art for me. Fuck who likes my art. This is my shit. Yeah, that's cool. But then on the other hand, y'all don't like my shit? Like, I'm an artist and I'm sensitive about my shit, feel me? So it's like, I think that maybe not the cosign of like quote unquote mainstream or stuff like that, but I think anybody who creates wants the people whose opinion they value to also like their creation.
Like their peers.
Yeah. I think at the very least you want your peers to like what you do. At the very least. You want the people who do it on a high grade, you want them to also think, yeah, you belong up here with us at the very least, even if the masses don't think it. Like that's why I understand it, but I don't know if I would ever be the artist where it's like, all right, some of the fans don't really fuck with me, but your favorite rapper, I'm in their top 5. Like that's okay to me. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't get a quote unquote Drake, a Cole, a Kendrick fan base or whatever, but Drake, Cole, and Kendrick like me more than they like whoever else. You know what I mean? Like so in that aspect of it, I think the peers cosign is I'd be lying to say that it's not a thing for me now. Like when I put music out and when y'all like when he was just like, yo, your shit is ass. At first I didn't know he was joking. I was like, damn, that ouch.
Nah, bro.
Then I had to realize he was joking. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm like, nigga, you're on my songs. What do you mean? Like we did this together.
Clutch Academy, bro.
Clutch Academy.
Clutch Academy.
Oh my goodness. 2021. Clutch Academy 2021.
Shameless plug.
Shameless plug.
Yeah, guys. I mean, that's if anybody got anything else to say, that's all I got. You know what I mean?
Nah, man.
Good combo.
This was a good combo. Let us know what your creative process is too. Like any of our peers that do it, you know what I'm saying? That'd be dope. Like it never ceases to amaze me. The amount of like artists that are out there, a lot of creatives that are out there that all have a different process.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like, you know, we're all different, but we're all very similar, which is why we have the Woes.
There you go. And with that, thank you guys for tuning in today. It's your boy, Johnny Kyng.
Your boy, Aquil J.
Clutch Boogie, baby.
And we are
The Woes.
This is my shit. I ain't gonna lie.
And I'm hitting girl, you chosen. Fuck it up when you bust wide open. It's the ocean. I'm just imposing that you give it to me and just me only. Yeah, girl, you chosen. Fuck it up when you bust wide open. It's the ocean. I'm just imposing that you give it to me and just me only.
That was good talk.